guys, Lauren Goode from Wired here at the Steve Jobs Theater in Cupertino. And if you've been following the news, then you know that there are new iPhones. They were just announced. I have two of them here with me. Unfortunately, I only have two hands, so I couldn't fit the third, but there is one back there that I'm going to reference. So this is the new iPhone 11. Thankfully, we are no longer calling it the iPhone X or XS, which was for 10. This is the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which means this is the giant phone. It's a 6.5-inch diagonal display. Back there's the iPhone 11 Pro, which is a more normal-sized phone, but like I said, I don't have that one with me. So let's talk about these, and I'm going to talk about this one first because I think this one is going to be pretty popular with people. In many ways, this is a successor to last year's iPhone XR, which was considered the cheaper iPhone. It had a liquid crystal display. It started at $750. It came in this size phone. It had great battery life. This is basically the successor to that, this iPhone 11. It's got a 6.1-inch diagonal display. It has the same, Apple's calling it liquid retina, but it's really a liquid crystal display. It's an LCD, it's not an OLED. It's probably going to have pretty good battery life. On the back here, you'll notice that there are now two camera lenses. Last year's phone just had an ultra-wide camera lens. There's a range of ultra-wide photos that you can take. There still is no telephoto lens, but you're going to get a better camera in this. And part of that is due to the A13 Bionic sensor. This is Apple's new chip. Every year they reveal a new processor for their phones, and this is going to have the latest and greatest chip in it as well. Supposedly the glass has been strengthened, which is good because last year, as soon as I had the 10R, I shattered it. And the most appealing thing about this is probably going to be its price point. It starts at $699, so it starts at even less than last year's iPhone XR. Meanwhile, the XR is staying in the lineup and it's going down to $599. So I think that's going to be appealing for a lot of people. This is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. There's a lot of phones here, people. I also have my 10S with me from last year. See my little wired pop socket. Okay, we're going to put that one aside though. So this is like the top of the line iPhone that Apple just announced, and they're really targeting this at pros, creative professionals, people who shoot a lot of video, who capture a lot of photos. Of course, they even showed a director, using it to shoot something that was really very filmic and cool looking. Whether you're a pro or whether you're not a pro or whether you're an aspiring pro, if you have $1,100 to spend, this is the phone for you. This does have the super retina display. It's an OLED display. It's really nice looking, as you can see. And on the back here's the big reveal. 3 camera sensors. There's a telephoto, there's an ultra wide, and there's a super ultra wide. And you might be wondering what all that means. Well, now when you open the native camera app and you go to shoot a photo, you'll notice that you have options here, right? You can zoom in like this, or of course you can just use your fingers to zoom in as well. But it's a way of giving you an ultra wide photo option to capture even more detail in frame. There's also a new slow-mo selfie feature. Apple's trying to call this Slow-fi. I'm not even going to try this right now because I'm not quite sure how it works yet. Portrait mode, right? Now there are like demos of shooting portrait mode with your pets, which is great. Okay, so the camera is better. And once again, part of the reason why the camera is better is because of this new A13 Bionic processor that Apple is touting, saying that it's offloading some of the processing of these photos onto this chip, specifically the neural engine of the chip. The idea is now if you go to take a photo and maybe it's not, so light out and you're capturing it in a dark environment, this camera app will actually create a composite for you. It'll capture up to 9 images at the same time and stitch it all together. This is not unlike what we've seen folks like Google do, right? Google doesn't necessarily have the best camera hardware in its Pixel phones, but it's using a lot of computational photography software to stitch photos together and make them look better. And so that's something that Apple is promising with this new camera.
It is computational photography mad science.
It's supposed to have better battery life than last year's model. Still see a lightning port down here. So no USB-C just yet. And this one is going to cost you. It's going to start at $1099 for the base model, and it's going to go up from there. And that one, the iPhone 11 Pro, which I don't have in hand, is going to start at $999. It's pretty much in line with last year's prices of the iPhone XS and XS Max. My God, there are so many phones. But yeah, this is all part of Apple's broader strategy of just trying to sell more iPhones. iPhone sales have been slowing, and at the high end, there's a lot of competition coming in from phone makers like Samsung and Huawei and OnePlus. On the lower end, it's not even low end, but Apple's trying to appeal to maybe a more cost-sensitive customer as well by offering phones from last year as low as $599. Let's see if it works. I don't know. I'm going to spend some time with the phones. This is not my full review, so you're going to have to check back for more information on Wired.com.